up, guys? Brandon Mays here, the sequel to Billy Mays. Mays, he rest in peace. Yep, we're starting off this video with that kind of energy. Why is it chaotic energy to start out with? Because we're talking about the one alien. In a Bally Shorts format, this Balisong is very controversial and one of the main Balisongs that I don't like that I like.
That makes sense.
You know what else needs chaotic energy? Me, and how do I deliver that to myself? With a cup from willhirsch.gay.
I
buy a shirt.
I'm wearing
It's a silly shirt. We were shilling right at the beginning.
Quick, look at my nipples.
So today we are talking about the One Alien, which is from a company called The One, but it's not a company that really exists. But the Balisong does, and so maybe it is an alien because it exists but kind of doesn't. Ooh, me in the future, do some visual effects where I turn into an alien or something. 3, 2, 1. I also have a falcon, which we talked about. We didn't do a review of it, but we talked about it in an unboxing video of stuff that we bought from AliExpress. So this is technically from that, and it's China, and it's weird, and it's an enigma. Before we get to the scores, we need some cool B-roll. Well, do we have any cool B-roll?
It's down there. Yeah,
Well.
you know, you got it. You got this. There we go. Yeah.
So the first category for Bally Shorts is unboxing. There's not a company, there's not branding, they don't have that, they don't do that. It does come in a standard sheath thing with Velcro. There's probably literally millions of these sitting in some warehouse somewhere. It came with some replacement hardware. The hardware isn't great. I did use it whenever I was taking this apart. The actual hardware quality isn't great, but if it's not crazy and it's not amazing, what does that make it? Average. 5 is average. 5 out of 10. B-roll. All right, then we move to tuning. This is where things are already getting pretty bumpy.
It's time to stop!
Hi, it's me, future Brandon, who's more wise and less stupid. In theory. So when we originally filmed this video, I talked a lot about how I would flip this for like 2 minutes and it would develop tap. No matter what I did, no matter how much I tightened it. And it was obvious that there was something wrong with one of the bushings. But bushings, they have to be the right size. Whenever the bushings and the blade aren't the same-ish size, it can make it to where whenever you tighten down all the way, it either locks up or it doesn't lock up and it swings freely and does all that great stuff, but there's still tap. Mine still had a bunch of taps. So I'm like, there's obviously something wrong with one of the bushings. So what did I do? I ordered a full suite of replacement hardware. Twice. And both times I would crank down all the way as much as I possibly could, and it would still have tap. So I found out that the bushings that they send you as replacements are actually oversized. So I got calipers and sandpaper, trying to hand tune my own bushings, doing the thing where you do the circular motion and you're trying to make them smaller. I get it to about the right size. I put the new bushings in there with brand new washers and new screws and a new barrel, and I tighten it down all the way, and there's no tap. So I fixed that. And then 2 minutes later, it still taps. I've replaced all the hardware 3 times now. I can get it to where it doesn't, but then in less than 2 minutes of flipping, it's not terrible, but you have to Loctite it. I even had a better experience on a Bally Shark Mermaid, which I haven't had to tune at all, and it doesn't have any tap. We have a video coming of this, I promise, and other Amazon Balisongs, because that whole world is getting crazy. But as for this crazy world, I really tried. I really tried to figure this out. Of course, there's gonna be 1,000,001 things that I could do. Oh, just do this, oh, just do that. I've talked to various members of the community. Some people said they had a similar experience to me and they have to tune it all the time. Others have said theirs is totally perfect. And it's extra concerning that the hardware I ordered had oversized bushings. So does that mean the expectation is for a most likely beginner flipper to have to hand tune their bushings? Because that sucks. It's not fun at all. So best I can give it is a 5 out of 10, which is the same thing we give washer Balisongs, because you have to Loctite those, and I've had to Loctite this, and also the Zen pin screws constantly come out. They literally fell out in the original cut of this video while I was talking about the durability. Well, the Zen pin screw is coming out. It's falling out.
It has backed out a lot.
And I would love to send it to the One so they can fix it. You'd think it'd be that easy, wouldn't you? Stay tuned for the rest of the video. That B-roll was amazing. I wonder who shot that B-roll. It's me. So durability, it's fine. It's fine. Durability, so this is made from decent-ish materials. It's 6061 aluminum, which is standard. The blade is 440C stainless steel, and it was pretty sharp whenever it came out of the box. So I actually bought this because I wanted a live blade Balisong, because I don't really have a lot of those, and I wanted one of those that I could actually beat a lot and not really worry about damaging. Unfortunately, with the issues with tap and it coming loose, this hasn't really turned this into a beater for me. So overall, I would say the durability of this is pretty decent. We've had the Falcon for a while and that's held up, and this is made of pretty much the same materials as that. They're about the same. There's a few scuffs from various drops, but nothing abnormal. So in terms of the durability, we give it a 7 out of 10. Which is about the same as a Brandon clone, which I currently am because the real Brandon's on vacation. Since he's not here, I can just bash my skull in as much as I want. And if anything happens, I can just call a Brandon clone to fix it for me. Yeah, I'm sorry, I broke my skull again. Can you come here? Oh, great. Flip-a-boo-boo-boo. Flipability. This is where it's just kind of wild. So I had seen a lot of videos from people that are like, this is the absolute best Balisong that you can buy. It's like, it's cheap and it's amazing and oh my gosh. And I was like, the handles look really weird. So that was a concern for me initially, but I came to find out that yeah, it's really weird. Oops, all weird. So it's really strange because you have this weird thinness at the top and in the middle, but then it kind of tapers and gets larger at the bottom. And so I rate Balisongs based on how well I can learn on them. I don't have this huge array of tricks because I'm still learning how to flip. I'm approaching the intermediate stage, but I'm still getting there. And the handles are just kind of wacky and there's not a lot of grip. You got a couple of holes, again, compared to the Falcon. This doesn't have holes, this does, but this is significantly more grippy than this is. I know Will was like, yo, that's wacky slippy.
Yeah, it's very
unquote,
slippery.
Is exactly what you said.
Yeah, I said it's wacky slippy. The Falcon has substantially more grip than the other, especially with the jimping.
There's no bead blast or anything like you would find on something like a squid trainer or even like a 3D printed Balisong. That I would say even has more grip, even a squiddy. And that's really where the kind of enigma of this thing comes into play, because I say all of that and that it's weird and that it's not great for learning on, but I kind of like it. So I like a good clack, a solid thud. I'm not necessarily a fan of something like the Glider Antarctic, a lot of like sandwich stuff. I really like the clack. And that does weirdly make it enjoyable to flip. I like this clack. This is Squid Trainer 3.5. I like the clack. I do like the balance of it and the weight. I generally like neutral-ish, like handle bias-ish kind of stuff. I do like the balance of it, but it's just weird that I kind of like it, but it's not even that great of a flipper. And I'm kind of weirded out by all of the reviews that are like, this is amazing, this is the best Balisong. This is better. This isn't bad, but this is better. And it's above average, so that lands us at a score of 6 out of 10. Which is like, oh, that's actually pretty solid. But it's everything else around it that we're about to get into with the remaining scores, which are a little bit less solid.
Just a smidge.
So now we are in availability territory, and this is where I really have a bone to pick and why it's hard for me to recommend diving into this whole world of an original design being made by a random Chinese company that has a foundation of cloning Balisongs. Which is also why I am a little bit afraid to even release this video, because shining a light on that whole world of clone Balisong companies, where there's not a brand, there's not like a website. As far as we understand it, they make a crap ton of these so that they can sell it, which is one of the ways that they make the price low. And the reason that factors into availability is whenever you go onto AliExpress and you're gonna see like 10 different sellers all selling these things. Some of them will say, oh, it has 500 sales. And then some of them it has 2 sales, and the store in general has like 2 reviews, and that's actively changing. One time I tried to order it and it said I was gonna be able to get expedited 2-week shipping, but then I went back to it a day later and it said it was gonna take like 2 months with no tracking option. And that was the experience on AliExpress. That's why I went to Slash to Gash, which was actually great, and it shipped relatively quickly from them. The reason we do the availability score the way we do is because we're living in the United States. And so there is merit to it shipping out of China and being able to get to other parts of the world that generally, if you're getting something like anything from the US, it's gonna be harder to get that stuff, or you're gonna have to pay a crap ton for shipping for it. You're gonna have to really shop around to see where you can get it from. The shipping times are always gonna vary based on all of that, and so all the weird issues with shipping and it not actually having a real shop that you can go to. And so that's what makes us lower the availability score by 2 points, which leads us to an 8 out of 10. And it's not a 10 out of 10, despite being available technically all the time, because of all the weird issues that you get in terms of where you're gonna buy it from. Value. And this is where I have even more bones to pick. Generally, the value score can be summed up as what is the quality of product for the price you're having to pay. And while this is technically cheap, it depends on where you get it from. It'll change by a few dollars here and there. The average price, if you're getting it from China, is around $45. So for 45 bucks, you might be like, oh my gosh, it's a live blade Balisong that's sharp with a stainless steel blade and aluminum handles and bushings for 45 bucks? That's insane value. How do you do that? How do you not become an alien? I technically spent about $90 on this because I got it from Slash to Gash, so I had to pay more for it. I'm basing the value score off of the lower $45 price tag. And one of the biggest things that complicates all of it is, as I mentioned before, TheOne isn't a company in the way that like Squid Industries is, or Machine Wise, or Glider Co, or BB Barfly, so many different Balisong companies. All right, here's my main point. Buckle up. All these other Balisong companies, they have websites with information about their products and their warranties and their social media platforms, everything that they have. You go to the only thing I could find of TheOne, which is an abandoned Instagram page where they say, we're coming soon. Eurobalisong is under new management. But it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years since they said that. There's no other information on this. But there's a website. You click the website. It's not a website. They have Balisongs, Balisong knives, and cloud mattresses. Ooh, but there's a separate link, and you copy and paste that separate link to a separate website, and it's, ooh, okay, here's a website made in Wix, but it doesn't have any actual Balisongs that they currently make. It's an old website with a Balisong listed for £1 billion. 1 billion. That's a lot of nines. It's too many nines. Reading the Bible in Japanese backwards while writing on top of a moose would be easier than figuring out what this company is. If you know anything about TheOne or what they do as a company or how they do it, please let me know. I'm genuinely curious. Leave a comment. I need to know, because I've really tried here figuring out what this company is and how they do their stuff, but I can't find any information. Send help. You're not gonna find a warranty for TheOne of any kind. Maybe you'll get something where you can return it, like from one of the sellers that you might get it from. But with other companies, especially like Squid Industries, which has a warranty, they'll fix all the issues for free and do the shipping for that. And then after 30 days, I think you have to pay for the shipping, but they'll still fix it for free. Glider Co, I had a great experience with them when my Antarctic had a bunch of issues. They fixed that. I was able to message them on Instagram. Same thing with the BB Firefly. I had issues with that. Talked to BB Barfly and they were like, yeah, sure, this is how we'll fix it. We'll even send you a new one too. TheOne isn't a company in that way. They make a bunch of them and then they send it around, and then those people sell it. And I can't give specifics with this, but I just know TheOne as a company has a very, very, very sketchy history. And that's actually separate from their business mostly being focused on making Balisong clones.
The biggest problem with cloning happens when you start making clones that look like the real thing, and then those get into the secondhand market, and people who don't know any better, who are just new to the game, who want to get a thing, they see a crazy deal. Somebody's selling a Squid Tsunami for $600. That's crazy.
Deal.
Crazy. You gotta get on that right now.
Yeah.
They buy it, and they just lost a ton of money. There are ethical concerns with TheOne. However, these are neat.
Yeah, they're neat. These are not clones. These are original designs. And maybe there's an argument to be made, oh, they made all those clones, but now they're making their original stuff. So there is an argument to be made that buying these is actually good because it's supporting them making original designs and not their clone stuff. But whenever that comes down to the value, again, even though it's cheap, it's from a company with sketchy history that doesn't really have a presence that you can actually pinpoint and be like, oh, hey, I know this person, they work there. Or, oh, hey, here's their website. Or, oh, hey, I have a problem. Hey, I'm gonna message the one on Instagram or on Facebook or anything like that. You don't get that with this. And so that's what significantly drops the value score to me, is the context of it is just kind of skewed.
Here, Brandon, let me help. That's better.
It's porn! So the final value score that we give this is a 7 out of 10, which is still a good value, but the thing that keeps it from being a 9 or 10 out of 10 is all the weird stuff surrounding it. Okay, that's enough of me being serious and all that. I'm supposed to be chaotic and weird, so fucking flamethrower. VFX!
We're not doing that. We're not, no, we're not doing, I'm not
add the fire effects, Will! I will kill you! I just did some bullshit where I dropped the thing and Will's like, oh, Brandon. Oh, Brandon. The final score that we arrive at is a 38 out of 60. That puts us below the Mako V4 and the Triton V2. The same score as a Squiddy, and the Falcon we gave a full 3 points higher than the Alien. It really is a representation of, even though it checks various boxes of like relatively good aluminum and relatively good hardware and bushings and all that, it just doesn't add up. And there are a lot of people that support clones. If you're gonna buy a clone, we can't tell you not to, because we bought clones. Yeah. I am technically supporting a clone company by buying this and reviewing it. So it's a weird kind of moral gray area around it. But I cannot tell you as a beginner flipper how much I have enjoyed the official options that have come around. Like, there is so much cool shit. My Nautilus is like one of my favorite ones of all time, and it's great. I have a ton of fun with it. And there being a company behind this, people that you can know, people that you can talk to, a community around various different Balisongs, people like Machine Wise, up and coming, saw one of our videos and was like, ooh, wow, that's really cool. I wanna make Balisongs too. And he did. And if this is gonna be a starting thing, or you just want a beater Balisong, it's gonna be fine as that. But I would really recommend going into some of the incredible options that are on the market from really passionate people. So I guess what I'm trying to get at is supporting people that have a lot of passion for what they do. And if you want to do that, not in a Balisong way, Will and I are very passionate about what we do, and these videos take a lot of work. So if you'd like to support us, we have a Patreon. $3 a month is all it takes. So if you support us on Patreon, you're not only gonna be supporting us making these videos, I am technically now a Balisong manufacturer. Aren't I, Will?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't you love that? Don't you love my amazing creation? Don't you want to support this? You really want to support the time and energy that it takes to create an amazing product that is perfect?
Yeah.
This should have been called the Alien, because that's exactly what it fucking is. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate all the support. We love making these videos. And until the next one, I'm gonna go become an alien.
You already are.